Right, so after a series of previews and spy shot, we finally get to see the much anticipated model to be launched in Malaysia. This is the all-new 4th gen Proton Saga. Let's have a look. My name is Mokles and this is Caricarz. Right, at one glance, you can see that the new Saga looks slightly different compared to the ongoing model, but it retains some of the Saga's design. Okay, we start with the new one. At front, you get this very stunning full LED headlights with this L-shaped dial, which is quite nice to see in such an affordable car. But more importantly, you can see the front grille design is actually inspired by the latest Proton X50, where it gets the same Songcat with pattern as well as this V grille design, but it's actually now been finished in chrome instead of red we've seen on the X50 flagship. But other than that, low front bumper looks quite simple. But if you notice up here, you can see there's a camera here. Yes, because the new Saga comes with an ADAS function, which we'll talk about a bit later. All right, from the side, you can see that the Saga gets this new two-tone alloy wheels, 15-inch for the premium model, and it comes with this Atlas tire. But more importantly, if you look at the overall side profile of the car, it looks more or less the same as the MC2 model because technically it still uses the same AMA platform. Although Proton say the platform has been improved, where its rigidity has been improved for better stability and better handling control for the new Saga. And at the back, this is where I simply think the new Saga looks the best because take a look at it. For the premium model, you get this very futuristic looking full with LED taillights just like one you see on the Proton S70. But if you notice, other than that, there's also this new badge. No, this is not a GTI, it's IGT because the new Saga is being powered by a new engine at the front. But perhaps the biggest improvement for the new Saga lies under the hood because it uses a new 1.5-litre 4-cylinder naturally aspirated IGT petrol engine that outputs 120 PS and 150 Nm of torque, making it a bit more powerful compared to the previous 1.3 engine. Okay, in terms of gearbox, the standard and the executive variant of the new Saga gets a 480, while this premium variant comes with a CVT automatic gearbox. Drive is still been delivered to the front wheel, so this is still a front-wheel drive car. But more importantly, Proton says this car boasts up to 25% better NVH level because it uses a new tooth-style timing chain, and at the same time, the engine is still said about 14% more fuel efficient compared to 1.3 engine because it's essentially an Aki Sasaki engine with dual VVT to match some of its rivals out there. So overall, this engine is not only more powerful, but also a bit more economical compared to the previous 1.3. All right, on board the new Saga, where you can see lots of the changes come here because yes, it still looks like a typical Saga. You still get the same fabric seats and plastic body and everything, but the most important changes lies in fabric. You can see you got this new dual display setup, digital meter cluster, and more importantly, a new digital infotainment system that now supports wireless Android Auto and Apple CarPlay on the go. You don't need to wait for an update, which is a very, very good thing to see in such an affordable car. But other than that, you still got physical buttons for the AC and the control that does everything. Okay, the gear shifter is still positioned here and you don't get those tall central so we've seen in other modern cars. And there are no EPB here, you still use this physical handbrake lever. But other than that, I think the inclusion of the Android Auto Apple CarPlay inside the infotainment for this car is very good. And the infotainment light also quite typical because you can see it looks quite more or less the same as things like in the Proton X50 and the Proton EMAS. So shout out to Acotec team for the infotainment on this car. But overall, Android Auto in such an affordable car is quite a good thing to see. So thank you and good job, Proton. Alright, life at the back space of a new Saga is still more or less the same as before because you got tons of legroom and space is quite abundant. You still get the same fabric seats as before, but legroom and headroom also more or less the same because like I said earlier, technically this car still uses the same platform as the ongoing MC2 model. But one thing I want to highlight is you got two USB-A charging ports now, so technically you can now charge up your devices even for the rear passenger. But other than that, things are more or less the same as before, so expect space is quite good here. And also you got tons of boot space and even a Space 7 spare tire at the back. And yes, just like I mentioned earlier, the new Saga does come with a bit of ADAS function, especially for the premium variant where you can see here, some ADAS functions include autonomous emergency braking, front collision warning, rear side radar system with door open warning, even rear crossover fit alert and rear change assist, and lane departure warning. So goes to show that even this is supposed to be an entry-level car for Proton, they still do not scheme on safety. And the safest, of course, is to get the premium because you got all the ADAS and 6 airbags. And that concludes our short walkthrough on the new 4th Gen Proton Saga. How does it drive? Let's find out.
Okay, so very quickly, we are inside the premium variant, which is equipped with the CVT automatic transmission. I'm actually very curious. This is a brand new CVT. It's not a punch unit, I've been reassured. Let's see how smooth and how well it handles. One thing I was preempted about was the EPS. This is the first time that the Proton Saga has adopted a full EPS. It was previously electrically assisted hydraulic in.
Yep, betul.
Yeah. So this EPS is not very typical. It's quite accurate. Not bad, not bad. Very light, accurate. The disconnect is still there because it's a typical EPS system, but it's something that many people can live with. It's lightweight. You won't be too tired driving it. So overall, the EPS gets a pass from me right now.
Try dengan S lah.
Okay, so sekarang kita masuk S mode
Yes, betul.
So the new CVT transmission has a sport mode or sport throttle mode, S mode. Let's find out how that feels like. Okay, it's not too rubber bandy. The response is alright. There's still a bit of that typical CVT lag, but it's very predictable, manageable, not bad. Okay, so on demand is there. When you floor it for overtakes, it's definitely there.
Jangan lupa tau, kena ingat Saga, first Saga adalah 1985. Sekarang 2025, dah 40 tahun lah nama Saga ni.
Itulah.
Kan?
So I've been so concentrated on the powertrain that I forgot to tell you how the drive dynamics is like, and unsurprisingly, it's still a Proton. It handles brilliantly, very well, and I think many people would appreciate how familiar this new Saga will feel, but there are some very, very welcoming changes here, like how smooth this CVT is. It's a lot quieter than the old CVT, and drivability is still fantastic. The only thing that needs adjustment here is getting used to this very, very light electric power steering system. And this is, again, I stress, very welcoming. It just makes the car less tiring to drive.
3, 2, 1.
Okay, pedal to the metal. Alright, smooth, responsive enough. Lift off. Okay, LDW works. LDW berfungsi bagus. Sekarang kita akan uji FDA, front departure alert. Jom tengok. Okay, brake, lepak, sembang. Typical Malaysian thing. Dia lampu dah hijau, kereta depan dah berjalan. It chimes. Ada macam bunyi loceng. Oh, kereta depan dah berjalan. Okay, bagus. Kita sedang maintain 45 km sejam. Kita kat sini kita nak uji apa? Kita nak uji RCW, rear collision warning, coming in hot. So I get the alarms and the signal, the hazard light flashing. Not bad, fantastic. Blind spot monitor, blind spot warning.
So maintain your speed. Just maintain. Then we move on to this.
Okay, next one.
Maintain speed.
Okay, lift off.
Maintain speed. Maintain speed. Maintain speed.
Oh, sorry. I braked. Sorry.
AEB. That was AEB.
Oh, okay. By instinct, I hit the brakes, but I can feel the AEB system kicking in and assisting where I'm not giving enough braking pressure.
So FCW comes on.
Yep.
Then the brakes come on.
Okay, ADAS system gets a pass from me.
Right, folks, and that concludes our short video on the all-new Proton Saga. So what do you guys think about the new Saga? Could this popular A-segment sedan compete against other popular sedans out there? As always, don't forget to leave your thoughts in the comments below. For more content like this, check out Caricarz.com/news. Please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. We'll see you in the next video. Take care.